Unmute yourself.
What up, everybody? It's the Chop Up. No one heard what I was saying, but it was really important, and I forgot what it was. So here we go. Chop Up, no designation on the day. But we got the whole team here. We got Big T. We got Big Johnny. We got Matt. Ooh, Matty Ice. Ooh, we got a new name tonight. Uh-oh. I was going to say it was MOC. That's mint on card. That means he's the most valuable player in the toy world. But I guess...
some things don't change.
We'll go with Matty.
Oh, he's coming in confident.
Confident. Ready to fight. Ready to roll. What's up,
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot.
Coming in
Big
hot.
T.
Hey now.
Let's start with Big T. Big T, how was your weekend, player? How you doing?
Just a lot of editing, man. That's all. Almost finished. Hopefully I can send you the video so I can put it on so we can put it on here so y'all can see it.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff are you editing?
A little hip hop video, black and white. It was simple. It's simple, but it's doing the special effects is the hard part about it. That's all.
Right on. Big Johnny,
Yeah,
what was like?
My weekend, yeah. Well, it's April in my family, so
hold up, bitch, I won't you cut me off.
Sorry. While you were done.
I love it.
I'm just playing, man. Go ahead.
Big T got a sleeping locks in over there.
I love it. Yeah, well, as Nick knows, April in my family is pretty busy. I had my brother's birthday Thursday, my father's birthday Friday, and then this past Saturday was Jack and Jill baby shower. You ever been one of those motherfuckers? Oh yeah, brother. For my sister-in-law who's having my third niece. So yeah, so it's a Jack and Jill baby shower. So that means the dudes go to it. So
is this a ploy to get more gifts?
No, it never made more sense. No, because you get the same amount of gifts, except the significant other or somebody else. It was just not my exact favorite time, but again, for my family, my new niece Delaney, that's coming. I will do anything for her. So yes, that was how I spent my Saturday. I was there carrying and helping set up shit, and that's about it. Wild
stuff. That's crazy. I actually threw a Jack and Jill once.
Of course.
Some of my friends were like, "Hey, you're both of our best friend. Why don't you throw the baby shower?" I had no idea I had to pay for it, but
baby. To me, as far from where I'm from, I mean, I can't say where I'm from, but in my mindset, the baby shower, where the girls go, and then the dudes are just hanging out at the house or at a bar having a couple beers, and then you go over and pick the shit up later. You don't got to sit through all this nonsense of fucking stupid games and just all this shit everywhere. Yeah, it was
we got a little frozen action over here. Well,
you guys know me pretty well, but both do pretty well. You can I'm back. You there?
And you're back. And
you got me? Yeah, got me? Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you can imagine how happy I was just to have to sit there through that. All games of baby shower bingo and shit. So
oh no, the one that I threw was basically like a barbecue. We didn't do any of the games. Big T, I think you're muted. You gotta unmute yourself, bro.
Not this one.
All right, Maddie, it's up to you. How was your weekend?
Well, as those of us in this room know, in retail you don't have weekends, so my weekend actually started today. Slept in a little bit, drank a little, smoked a cigar, cooked some steaks, tee off in the morning, so gonna make the most of it.
This guy
got a good stick in you, just ready to.
Yeah, actually it wasn't that great, but I'll let that go.
So we got some big stuff this week. We have the conclusion of our 80s, 90s VHS battle. We have 5 left. It's all tied with me and Johnny at 3. Big T and Matty Chris at 3. And tied with movies we all agreed upon were equal at 3. 5 left.
After passing arguments, by the way. Big T has some great arguments.
I would say Big T is the wild card of the group because he comes in out of nowhere with some arguments that change.
Some of them I did not expect, but
Hard time.
you can also agree. Nick saw Ghost coming out me because I was ready to defend Ghost to the.
The Big T fucking rocking and rolling. We got 5 left. We got 5 left. The team of me and Johnny have both of our alternates, which are we can 86 an entire category and or swap out a movie or something similar. So it has to be like a 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. It could be like the same director, the same genre. Really, it's kind of open, but if no one agrees with it, then we have to change it up. The other one, and you guys don't have that one left, right? Are you? No,
yeah,
you have that one.
No, the 86. No, the 86. The
right. So,
Mighty Ducks versus Karate Kid.
So you guys do have 86 left on a versus. So maybe there'll be a tiebreaker. Who knows? But we're gonna get into that. I think we're gonna wait a little bit for that. We have a couple things to talk about. I think off the bat, Mortal Kombat.
Opinions vary.
Opinions vary. So what should we do first? We just give the synopsis first, or what?
Yeah,
let's
you get
jump
a
in.
synopsis first.
All right, so we're all in the same age range where Mortal Kombat came out in 91, the video game, the first one of the greatest arcade games of all time versus battle arcade games. Right around the same time. What'd you say?
Oh, nothing.
Right around the same time as Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2 wins that.
No.
This is another
Don't disrespect. Don't disrespect.
No, hold on. And Mortal Kombat 2 came out a couple years later. The first movie in 95 was, in my opinion, corny, but amazing. The fights were amazing. The story.
I like that movie better.
Well, I think most people do. This movie, however, tries to reboot it and do like a prequel almost to the tournament. So essentially, you have a new character, which I think is completely pointless. You have a new character who's a descendant of Scorpion, and then it opens up, and they really dive into the Sub-Zero Scorpion feud, which was amazing. Like if they just made a whole movie about that, it would have been fine. And it fast forwards to the current timeline, and you get a lot of the main roster minus Johnny Cage, which was a hiccup, I think. My total review of the movie in a nutshell is, if you went to Mortal Kombat looking for like anything other than blood and guts and the characters with their powers fighting each other, then what are you doing? There was editing issues.
That's where I'm going to come with.
They should just stuck on the fights, but they were chopping it up. They were going the wrong way with it. But I think all in all, it was enjoyable. It was fun. I like the world that they try to start to build. I mean, they were on a $50 million budget, which in current money is nothing. So the fact that they use like real locations and the graphics and the CGI was actually really good. I think it was awesome for what it is. And I hope that when they do a sequel, they're going to get a bigger budget and they'll be able to bring in like a bigger name actors and they'll jump more into it. But what do you guys think about it?
Can I go first? Yeah, guys, honestly, I didn't get through the movie. It was clunky to me. Like I was just like, all right, this is enough. Reptile, doing his thing. I'm like, all right, I gotta stop with this. And I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan. You guys know that. Nick, you know that. Like, but it wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't even get through it. I thought it was just not up to par. Like I said, I think the earlier version was better, which is so weird. So it kind of disappointed me, and that's my opinion. I'm gonna
watch you do that.
You guys.
Big T, what do you think about it?
Yep. Y'all about to hear my story now. So check this out. I was upset, but the Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight parts and the storyline, I thought that was pretty good. But the only thing that upset me throughout that whole movie was they didn't do the right way of how everybody got their powers and stuff. That's the only thing that really threw me off in the storyline. And I wish they would have kept the old guy from the other guy from who played Shang Tsung instead of that new guy. it was just weird how they got their powers, and I didn't like that way. That's the only thing about me. About the movie. I just didn't like that part, and some of the actors was corny. They didn't. It wasn't like they won't. It was no. I couldn't. It was like it won't believable. Like the first movie, the old one was more believable than the one that they just came out with, acting wise. So
100%.
that's how I feel about that one, bro. And I know you love them. I know you love Mortal Kombat, man. But
Sorry, Nick, we're cutting you down here, Maddie.
All right, so I'm going to preface this by saying I actually had a good time with the movie. I found it entertaining. It has its more than fair share of issues, sure. Least of which is the movie could not hold up to the opening scene. Opening scene was so well done, it got you to a level that the rest of the movie just couldn't follow.
Can I say something real quick, Matt?
Yes, please, go ahead.
That's the and it's crazy because the first 7 minutes, if you watched it on HBO Max, 3 days before the movie came out, they only showed you the first 7 minutes of the fight scene, and then they'll cut off and they'll be like, "Mortal Kombat coming soon." That was the. I think that fight was a awesome choreography fight. I think that was a great fight. That first fight, but between Bihan and Scorpion.
And that leads me into my next point of how the movie was extremely awkwardly paced. Like John said, it was very clunky. It's going back, you're seeing the origin of this character, then you're getting to a point, then you're going backwards. Right. Then you're getting to that point, and then you're going backwards again. The character of Sonya Blade, her only job in that movie was to get the exposition out. Her main job was to get the lore of Mortal Kombat out. Kano, too many one-liners. I think that took away from the character.
I don't want to cut you up. Some people think he carried the movie.
No, to a certain point, I thought so, and then it got to be a little too much. Yeah. And then you bring in Cabal, who's basically, if you look at the movie, they're the same person.
Yeah. Well, people say Kano carried it.
Next coming in.
No, I'm agreeing with you. People say Kano carried it because most of the stuff going on when he was involved was fucking lame, other than what he was saying. Like his comedic timing, the actor himself was so good that it made the rest of it seem all right. I do think they dropped the ball on a lot of things, but I think it's not because it was bad. It's because the editing was bad.
Right.
Like if you look at the characters specifically, like I know you didn't even get to that point, but like Kung Lao, when Kung Lao's fighting, anything Kung Lao does on screen is like straight off of the video game. Like he's doing his like he's doing his kicks, he is perfectly rendered on the screen, but they just don't give him enough time to breathe because they spent 15 minutes on the Sub-Zero Scorpion thing in first, and then they kind of rushed through all the other people. Same thing. Like that's why I don't think they need that Cole Young character. They could have just made that Jax or Sonya, and let them be the person that brings us into the world, and spend more time on their backstory and why they're involved and why Kano is their enemy and all this other stuff. Or even spend more time on Liu Kang. Liu Kang had some really good character moments, but it wasn't enough to like. He's supposed to be the grand champion, and they make it seem like he's just like, oh, he's just another guy they found. And so, yeah, there was a couple things that there was a lot of things I didn't like, to be honest with you. But I did love the fight scenes. I thought they should have been longer because they literally hired the best martial artists in cinema to do these scenes. Like, dude, the dude who played Kung Lao was on the Jackie Chan fight team for 10 years. Joe Townsend, who played Sub-Zero, was in the Raid. Like, these are legitimate, amazing martial artists, and they didn't really let them breathe. That being said, like, the fatalities were dope. Every single one was great. I think they misused Goro. There's a lot of hiccups. But at the same time, at the end of the movie, Shang Tsung, he Like he was completely wasted as far as I'm concerned. But he does take Goro and Sub-Zero through the portal, so most likely they'll be alive in the next movie at somehow. I think for a movie that was kind of like tossed aside, where they're like, "Hey, here's this much money," and it took them 10 years to get it finished and all this shit. I really feel like, and Matt probably, because he's in the movie world, can agree with this, is it's basically a sizzle reel. It's basically like, we're trying to sell the company that this can make money and this can be good.
Right. This was a proof of concept.
Proof of concept. Yeah. So I think if it's already covered its budget. Like it's already done that. So if they make sequels, I feel like the sequels are going to be way better. But also, listen, this is the first time this director has directed a full movie. It's the guy that wrote the movie, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago. The guy who wrote the movie wrote 3 of the worst movies of all time. So they just need to get rid of him, and then the writing will be way better. He wrote what? Wonder Woman 84, which is my most hated movie of all time, probably.
I think he wrote Geely too.
He probably did, to be honest with you, the way this fucking thing went. But I've watched it 3 times, and I love a lot of what they did, and I hate it's like a 50-50 with me.
Well, of course, I think that's best way. You probably gave it the best analysis, honestly, because you were coming. I mean, admittedly, you're probably coming from a biased standpoint.
Oh yeah,
but like you're also like, these are the issues that I think we all just brought up, and like it was clunky. Like Matt said that like Big T said that they could have done better, but it wasn't like an abomination.
It wasn't Mortal Kombat Annihilation for sure.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't.
They did just enough. As you're watching it, you can tell they're doing this with movie 2 and movie 3 in mind. Yeah. They're doing just enough. Like I said, it's a proof of concept just to show the viability. You know, at the end of the day, this got put on HBO Max. I was going to have HBO Max anyway, so I spent $0 to watch this movie.
Right.
So it might affect, my expectations. I turned in. I'm not expecting Silence of the Lambs here.
Right, exactly. There you go.
Mindless entertainment, which is what I got.
Which is what you should expect from Mortal Kombat. I mean,
I think Nick, I think you let in with the synopsis of that. Like, if you walk into this looking expecting like The Godfather or Goodfellas or like somewhere it's like a classic movie, like very well written. Like this wasn't Scent of a Woman. You know what I mean? You have to understand like the concept of what you're getting into.
All right, so let me ask y'all this question: Did any of y'all watch Mortal Kombat Legacy?
No.
The one where the short movie?
Yeah, but you know it's the short movie, but they have it's a whole DVD now.
Yeah, the one where is that the
Michael
one?
Jai White.
Yeah. Well, if you say that name, I'm in. But,
I think we're all in on that one.
I did watch that. Michael Jai White played Jax,
and
it was like more of a murder mystery kind of thing, and it was very.
I'm intrigued, actually.
Yeah,
it was
really
very
cool
violent too, and I liked it.
But they made like Baraka was like a gang member with like a lot of like he was
a scientist and he was doing all this stuff to his body, and it was pretty. The whole concept.
That sounds good to me. I might watch that.
It's the same. It's kind of the same idea with this movie where they had a very small budget and they're like, hey, yeah, do your own thing with it. And they had no money for Legacy, and that shit was fucking incredible.
I know. That's why I said, why couldn't they get that writer, whoever wrote that? They could have got him to do this movie.
That's because when you don't.
It looks like Maddie wants to say something.
That's because when you don't when you don't have the budget to spend on the effects, you have to focus on story.
Yeah. Well, I will give this movie a 9 out of 10 on effects. They
for the money they spent, yes.
For the money they spent, the effects were incredible. Actually, the locations, they did all real locations. They had no CGI locations. So they filmed in New Zealand and Australia and all these like strip mines and sand pits and like this crazy shit. So like the actual visuals of the movie are great. But the writing is just trash. Like it's like they're writing a 90s soap opera with like with the shit they say. But also, hold on. You have to realize like half the stuff they say is literal like quotes from the game. Like it's just
Right, so it
it's
wants to
fan
keep it
service.
consistent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Kung Lao setting up to like train Kano, and he's like, now it's time to test your might. And it's mad corny, but it's like,
but it brings you back to an era of when we were playing that first game.
But they're calling back to the game. Like, so there's a lot of that kind of bullshit. And it could have been a way better, but it could have been way worse, to be honest with you. Way worse. So I love the movie. I'm gonna watch again. I actually went and saw it in theaters. It's the first movie I saw in a theater in 2 years.
Did you have to wear a mask?
No, not once you sit down, So yeah, I mean, I liked it enough that I like the world they made, and I actually hope that they make sequels and they make spinoffs, because the way they
be better, right?
The way they set up the fatalities, the way they set up the lore, the way the Easter eggs are in the movie. Like if you watch, every scene in the movie has an Easter egg in it. Like when Sub-Zero takes Jax's arms off, on the back wall it says down, forward, left punch, which is Sub-Zero's freeze ball. So like there's a lot of like fan service like that. So it has like this, it's gonna go down in history as like this nostalgic, dope movie, even though it's corny. Like the first one had a better story. So like I said, I'm gonna be a fan of it. I'm gonna defend it.
Yeah.
But even though it's really not a great movie.
It depends on what you think the goal of the movie was. If you think the goal of the movie was to lay the foundation for a franchise, then they hit it out of the park.
There's no doubt it's going to be a franchise. There's no doubt.
I have to agree with that, yeah.
Yeah. So the guy that played Sub-Zero signed on for 5 films.
Yeah, so it's no doubt it'll be a franchise.
I hope so. I mean, the guy who played Sub-Zero is like I said, he was in the Raid. He was one of the main characters in the Raid movie. He's incredible. Like these are incredible martial artists.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see more of it. But now they got all this feedback, and they're gonna give him like a real budget, like in
2021, like a real budget. Not.
No, they're gonna give him a Marvel budget, and it's gonna be probably way better than what we've seen this first one.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they're gonna see the reviews. They're gonna see that almost everyone says the same thing. And listen, I've been following this movie for 10 years. Like since they announced it.
This I believe.
And since they announced this one, 2, 3, it's supposed to come out last year. It's supposed to come out in November of 2020. So I've been following it. I watch all the interviews of everyone you can possibly imagine, and I kind of feel like the people at WB are going to look at it and be like, listen, you can direct the second one, but we need real writers. We need a real writer. And we need to plan it like this, because it's already like the base of it's already better than some of the DC stuff that's out. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
You can, this isn't even the tournament. It's like if they do a movie on the tournament, boom. But my personal feeling is Mortal Kombat should not be movies. Mortal Kombat should be
like a Netflix show,
an HBO or a HBO Max series.
I agree with that.
And they should dive into this, because there's literally fucking 100 characters.
That's money on the table right there.
And 25 years of story. So it should be a 10 episode show. Like the first tournament should be 10 episodes. The second tournament should be 10 episodes. The when Shao Kahn fails and Shinnok takes over, that should be 10 episodes. Like it should be like a 5-season show.
I agree with that.
People will get behind it because they need that new Game of Thrones that has like blood.
You would have me invested in that as opposed to this clunky bullshit I just tried to watch.
Like Matt said, proof of concept. That's what it is.
But what's a bigger budget, dude? What makes it like I'm trying to see it money wise.
Well, $50 million for a budget is like an indie film.
Well, I'm talking about since you said this, if they would make it to a series, like a TV series, how much budget usually be?
How much? I mean, Matt, how much?
How
much would Thrones spend on an episode?
Yeah, it's two different ways of getting returns on the investment. You release something in the box office, and you're getting that return right up front because you're getting that $100 million opening weekend. Whereas over television, over a serialized, say 15 episodes or something like that, you're mostly relying on ad revenue. So it's going to depend on how many people are turning in. You know, whether the movie sucks or not, you're in there one time, you get their $20, and they go on. You make a bad pilot, no one's watching again. So you're only getting a fraction of the money that you're spending on. So it comes down to how, I mean, you take a look at, you know, Amazon's got this Lord of the Rings show coming out. They're spending $600 million on the first season.
I didn't even hear about that, but you just told me, and you just told me that. I'm like, and I just went, what the fuck?
Right.
600 million on
$600 million on one season. They will never get a fraction of that back.
No, but it'll get people to buy more Amazon Prime.
Wow.
Sure. I mean, that's where, you know, by releasing this on HBO Max, it's tough to really gauge how much you're actually getting viewing from, because these people are spending the money anyway. They may watch it. Are they watching it because it's free, or are they watching it because they're
it's not free? I mean, you got to sign up for Prime membership.
Right, but, you know, they're going to, you know,
it's $100 a year.
You pick out 10 people, 7 of them are going to be
correct.
Subscribed to Amazon Prime.
Have Amazon.
So it's not, these things aren't driving people to Prime, is what I'm saying.
No, definitely.
So it's hard to factor in. Is this something that people would actually go out to watch, or is it something they're going to watch because it's included anyway?
Like you just said right there, like the Lord of the Rings thing is cool. It sounds cool to me. But I mean, if I didn't already have Amazon Prime, I like wouldn't give a fuck to actually download it, you know, buy it and now have.
Right.
Big T's taking a walk, I think.
No, I'm leaving the place now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I told you I was sitting here doing the podcast with y'all in the place.
Dude, I swear. Yeah, you did. I swear to you, dude. I love this guy.
It's like tea on the streets.
Yeah,
tea on the streets.
I've been bald since I was 22. I had to start shaving my head. I wish I could do that to my hair.
You are.
Yeah, if someone said, "Hey, you can have hair, but you have to braid it like that,"
I'll be like, I'm in.
All right, I'll figure it out.
I seen some. I seen some of this.
Well, are you ready to talk about Demon Slayer, or you need some time?
Oh, we can talk about it.
All right.
Let me hop in the car.
Break it down, brother. I mean, matches.
While he's getting in the car,
fucking Lord of the Rings. Go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, theatrically, Mortal Kombat just in the theaters beat their budget. So they had $20 million overseas, and they made $30 million this weekend here, according to Box Office Mojo, which is
that thing's going to be huge in Asia.
You got to factor in advertising, though.
Yeah, but I mean that's not including. Just
you could easily, you could easily spend 20 to 30 million just on advertising.
Yes, Matt, I am aware, but I'm saying like since there's barely been any theatrical releases, the fact that they still at least hit their bottom line just with the theatrical, I think that's a good. I don't know. I think that's good. I think it means that they're gonna go forward with sequels and shit.
Well, I think that's where you did. Like I said, I think you did great in the original synopsis, and Matt broke it down pretty good. Like I said, I didn't get through it because I just get frustrated. I'm like, that's too clunky for me. But I think it's almost like compare it to like when they redid the fucking first 3 Star Wars movies, or it did put those out. It's like, ugh, this is bullshit. But then they got better, you know. So it's like same thing here. Like maybe they put, like Matt said, this is out there now. People know this, but you know it's been written for. You said what, Nick? Like 10 years this thing's been out there, like
in development since 10 years.
It's like so it's 2021. Like they can do better in like next movies. But I think you came up with a good idea. I thought I agree. There should be more of like a format, episode format, not a movie.
I think they have enough. I think they have enough backstory that they could easily do that. Like there's 12 games, 11 games, 26 years of stories
and characters.
Games, you know what I mean? Like, remember back in the day, me and you would play Shaolin monks. You know what I mean? Like, you were I was Kung Lao, you were Liu Kang. Like, dude, that's a whole side game that has
You
nothing
can do right there. Yeah.
There's nothing to do with the main thing, but it's a whole different story that's included in the world.
Like they could just do it right there. It's almost like a Marvel thing. Like May, like think about it. It's like they could take that, like they could just do it like a straight up Johnny Cage like series himself. You know what I mean?
Do you know who is the number one candidate for Johnny Cage right now?
John Ryan.
The Miz.
You know what?
How do you feel about that one?
I can
Big
see him
T, how do you feel about that one?
No, because Johnny Cage is arrogant, is an arrogant fuck. So, and I see Miz being an arrogant asshole.
Yeah,
he's gonna be. Yeah, but he's just like he's like a clunky wrestler. He's not like a martial artist. Like the guy that played him in the original movie, and I honestly don't know his name off the top of my head. I mean, he's pulling full out splits out. The Miz can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what CGI is for.
Oh God.
So, Big T, tell us about Demon Slayer.
All right, guys. So you got to see the first season first. It's on. Matter of fact, it's on Netflix, Hulu. Demon Slayer. Basically, it's about the demons have taken over most of the world, and they have these people that come and kill demons. But demons are taking over. I'm
going to it right now.
Huh?
So I'm going to it right now.
So demons say basically the demons are killing people and using their are eating people, and when they eat the people, the demons get stronger and stronger. So the main character, he's coming home. So he's poor, and his family's poor. So he's coming home and from chopping wood and all this stuff, but he has a special power, a unique power that he can smell a lot of stuff and know which is know stuff by smelling. So he was coming back from the market, giving wood that he chopped up to people. When he came back home, he would smell a whole bunch of blood in the air. And he could smell demons. So he ended up coming home and found out his whole family was slaughtered by demons. So that's just the beginning of it, and then the whole
Who's this person he's carrying on his back right here?
Huh?
I said, who's this person he's carrying on his back in the trailer?
Oh, that's his sister.
Okay. Like I said, I just put it on right now.
Yeah, so his sister was bitten by a demon, right? But she didn't die. So she became a demon. So if you get bitten by a demon or get any type of demon blood in your mouth or any of your orifices or whatever, you become a demon. But once you kill your first person, you become a full-fledged demon. So his sister right now is just a half demon. She got all the powers of a demon, but she can't. If she eats anybody, she'll become a full-fledged demon. But it's a pretty good storyline, and
I was gonna say I like this so far.
If y'all get to watch it, look at the first 2 episodes. It's kind of heartbreaking, but but once everything started getting into, it's pretty damn good. I mean, it's pretty damn good, bro. Okay, and the movie. I'm at the end of the series 1. I don't want to tell the whole story, but at the end of the series, they end up the main character trains to be a demon slayer. But at the end of the season 1, his third assignment is to find about this demon on a train, and that's when the movie starts. So I went to go see the movie, and that's a pretty good movie. So I think once everybody see the movie, that's when season 2 starts from the end of the movie. And like I said, and in the movie's sad because
26 episodes.
Yeah, the movie's sad as hell too, man.
So wait,
it's a lot of sadness. It's a lot of action, a lot of comedy, but it's more action than comical stuff. But it's sad, man. It's some sad stuff in there.
Wonderful.
So you have to watch a first season, then watch a movie, and then watch the second season.
Yeah, then when the second season,
That's a kind
when
of
the second
crazy
season come out,
concept. That's
No,
interesting.
second season's not out yet. There's only one season, Nick. It's 26 episodes. I'm looking at it right now.
But then you have to watch the movie, and then the second season comes out. That's like I think that's a cool kind of interesting.
once you watch,
Business wise, it should.
because the movie connects to the season 2. So when at the end of season 1, it's gonna say your next they're gonna tell him your next assignment is this, and you have to ride on the train. And like, what train we riding on? And then that's the name of the movie. And then once they rode the train, that's the whole movie is on the train. But the movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes.
So now you're going to really make me become an entire dork and watch this.
It's pretty good, man.
No, I trust you. I've never watched anime in my life.
Same
Bro,
here.
you gotta watch. There's certain animes you need to watch, man. That's
All right.
it's like, because some animes are corny as hell, but some of them, man, hit home, because some of them some of the storyline is like, it's sad, and you be like, damn. But it's pretty, like I said, it's pretty good. Demon Slayer is pretty good.
I'll try to watch it.
Well, all right then. Demon Slayer on the
So
man.
now, let's get down to business. Unless we're going to wait till Big T gets home.
I don't think we're getting into the business yet. We're gonna wait till T's in front of his
Yeah, I would hope so.
till he's not driving.
Well, look, I got like I'm 5 minutes away from my house now, so
You're good. No worries.
So Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
yep. Let's talk about it.
Do it.
I don't think we've talked much about this since I think we covered the first episode. I don't think we touched it again.
Yeah, I think we skipped it a lot. So why don't we get into the plot? Matt, you want to give us a
Can I
plot?
say something real quick about Falcon Winter Soldier?
Yeah,
Sure.
I want to say something real quick. I want to go in some history. So you remember so when, I don't know if y'all got that far, but in the Falcon Winter Soldier, they're talking about there was damn, how to put it. So the black guy who was the first Captain America.
Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah, okay. So the guy who plays Isaiah Bradley, right? Okay, y'all listening?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so the guy who plays Isaiah Bradley, he was the first black person who was on a TV show. They had a TV show of his own in the 80s called Mantis. I don't know if y'all remember Mantis. Mantis.
No, I don't.
Huh?
I said, no, I don't. I'm actually looking at it now.
So
I remember a show called Mantis where the guy would turn into he'd have like green armor.
no, so Mantis is basically, all right, so the guy who plays Isaiah Bradley, he was Mantis. He was a rich, educated black man who was like us Tony Stark's. So he built a suit because he was paralyzed, because a police officer had shot him by accident. He was paralyzed. So he found him and his other friend, who's a white counterpart, his science. They end up building a suit to make him walk again. But the suit end up being like a kind of like an Ironman suit. Right, so it make his strength more powerful. But the whole thing I'm trying to get to is that I like how they brought him into the fold as the first Captain America. And also he was the first black man that had a superhero show in the 80s. So that's why I said I thought it was pretty dope how they did that.
So that's a good Easter egg. Yeah, I remember that show. I remember. Oh yeah, it is him. Look at that.
Yep.
Yeah, but this says 94, 95, right? Is there the 81s I'm missing?
No, it was in the 90s. Yeah. I remember the show because it was like right around Power Rangers time.
Okay, yeah. I don't remember this. I don't remember this one.
Yeah, same here.
I definitely remember. I remember. I don't remember much about it. It was only like a season, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a movie. They had made a movie.
Carl
And,
Mobley?
and hold up, let me hit you with another Easter egg. Guess who directed that movie?
Go ahead.
The movie and the TV show.
There was a movie?
It was a movie first, and there was a TV. It was like a little small miniseries movie. Our friend, I'm gonna say the first movie he did, y'all remember?
David Nutter.
He did the first Spider-Man.
Sam Raimi?
Yeah, exactly. Sam Raimi directed the Man of TV show.
He was the executive producer.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a deep dive right there.
That's some serious. Yeah, that's some serious knowledge, brother.
But yeah, man, it was dope, man. I just like how they did. They
And
did take.
he also directed the 1998 thriller, the 2000 supernatural thriller, The Gift.
Yep, I remember that too.
Which gave us Katie Holmes.
Wow. That's funny because I remember watching this show. I had no idea. I had no idea that the dude playing Isaiah Bradley was the same dude. I had no idea Sam Raimi directed it. Or whatever he did. Produced it, directed it, whatever.
Yeah, Sam Raimi had his hand in it.
Produced by Sam Raimi and developed by Sam Hamm. Yeah. That's crazy.
Not for nothing, Big T, as I clicked on this thing, Demon Slayer. You know how they like the ratings? It says like TV 14, and then it just says cruelty on Netflix. What are you doing to me, guy? I ain't watching this. I'm already a psychopath.
But it's good, man. It's a good animal.
Man. I'm trying to be positive. And it also leads into Den of Thieves. Jesus Christ.
Down the rabbit hole.
But all right, Matt. Matt. What you thought about the Winter Soldier thing, man?
So are we going as a scope of the entire series, or are we focusing on the finale here?
No, do the series, bro.
Yeah, the whole series, man. How you felt about it?
All right. So to save, a long-winded thing, I think the series started stronger than it finished. I had a lot of issues with the finale and stuff leading into the finale, mainly centered around the progression of Walker. Now, I think I forget the guy's name. I know he's Kurt Russell's kid. Did a fantastic job of actually playing the character.
His name is Wyatt Russell.
Wyatt Russell, that's right.
You might remember
hell of a name.
Because Wyatt is what his father played.
Played in Tombstone. Yep.
So I think
you don't want that smoke.
The end of I think it was the 4th episode, ends with him murdering a guy with Captain America's shield.
Yes.
Okay. And not 2 episodes later, he's buddy fighting with Sam and fighting with the Winter Soldier. He didn't do enough to earn that forgiveness, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
I don't think it was a very good progression. I think the supposed twist of Sharon Carter being the power broker was the most choreographed twist ending I've ever seen. You could sniff that out 3 episodes before.
I smelled the shit before it came in the
room. And honestly, my biggest issue with the whole thing, it's actually centered around Sharon as well. She's shot in the same sequence as Carly. Now Sam and Sharon are supposedly friends. Sharon gets shot. She's lying on the floor. And Sam carries Carly, the villain of the show, dead in his arms out of the building. What the fuck's Sharon doing?
But didn't Sharon say get her? I thought Sharon said get her first.
I don't know. I was too angry to actually hear what they were saying. I don't know. What do you guys? What do you guys think?
I'm not sure what's going on with Big T right now, but
No, I'm parking.
We're looking at the sky.
Yeah, I'm parking right now.
Well, I'll take this one again. Not for nothing, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I only made it through like 2 episodes of that fucking bullshit. So I got no. Like if something doesn't interest me or doesn't keep my attention, like Nick will tell you, I just won't fucking do it. So I mean, it looks cool, but then like I was like, all right, I don't like this. I don't like this. So I didn't really roll with that one. I just listen to what you guys talk about, and I trust your opinions.
All right. Then I guess I'll try. Yeah, obviously there was a lot of big plot issues that Matt brought up. Probably the biggest one, like why would Sam Wilson carry out a dead body of the person that like literally killed dozens of people instead of his friend? Even though, like, as far as we know, he didn't know his friend was a traitor and was the person that was the main antagonist overall. But if we talk about the good stuff, the Captain America suit for Sam Wilson looks amazing. Bucky Barnes, Bucky's story. You know what? I think Bucky's story got kind of like sidelined, and I think his redemption they could have spent more time with it because they spent a lot of time in the first couple episodes, especially I think the second one where he's hanging out with the older Japanese guy, and then when he goes back and has like crossed him off the list by saying, you know, I was the guy that killed your kid. They should have like sat on that. They should have had like a 5-minute version of that where, you know, he gets the reaction from the old guy, and I don't know. So yeah, there was a lot of missteps, but I think in general the show was really good. John Walker, yeah, you know, they played him out to be this real asshole. He killed that dude, and then like 2 episodes later, like they show that one scene where he picks saving the group of people in the truck instead of going after the person that killed his buddy. So that's like his way of redeeming himself. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of flaws in the design, but I think the overall point of the show is to make Sam the new Captain America, so that when they go forward, you know, he's going to be the guy with the shield. He's going to be the one to look up to, and I think they accomplished that. And I think ultimately the villains in this show are forgettable anyway. So does it really matter? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I didn't dive that much into it. I just thought it was pretty good. I think they could have spent more time with Buck and showed him redeeming himself, but you know, they focused on Sam. Anyway.
Give me a second. I'm switching over, guys.
And we're back.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, it's like you said, Nick. You know, basically the entire series was set up building towards that moment between Bucky and the older Japanese man whose son he killed,
right.
And you get the whole confrontation off screen.
I think that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, you can't defend it.
Nope.
Especially with how the rest of the series went through with, you know, repairing the relationship of, you know, Isaiah Bradley and Captain America. You know, you get the payoff there. Why aren't we getting the payoff on the first shot that you set up for the entire thing? It just doesn't make any sense. You know, it feels like they thought they had 8 episodes and then they found out they had 6.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. I kind of feel like that payoff when he walks him, like, okay, so in the middle of the season, Isaiah makes it real clear that what he's doing is not what he agrees with. And then they do a great job of making him realize, like, hey, it's not the 60s, it's not the 70s. Like, this guy is representing a new Captain America, and this Captain America is representing a different thing than the old one was. I think they had a missed opportunity. I think when he was walking through the when they were going through the museum and showing him his statue and stuff, I think they should have let the camera sit on the plaque of what it says. And I think it would have been, that's my personal opinion, I could be wrong, but I think it would have been a way more emotional if Isaiah Bradley like stepped back and like saluted Falcon, because that would have been like the perfect ending, because he was talking about, you know, he was military and they put him in this thing and they put him in prison and did all this shit. And now like I think the perfect ending for the amount of respect that he had for Sam Wilson at the end would have been him saying, you know what, we're both military and I salute you. And that, I think that would have like crushed it. Like that would have made me cry. Maybe I misread it. I don't know. The hug is fine, but I thought that would have been a little more powerful, to me anyway. Because it's like, hey, I understand what you're doing, and you're representing a whole new version of what I dealt with, and you're gonna do it the right way. So you know, you're in the same thing as me, but I don't know. I thought that was a missed opportunity. What?
I was looking at the Yankee game. I'm sorry.
Oh. Who does that?
Well, I didn't have any opinions about this when I was just listening to you guys.
Yeah. Oh.
That was an hour. So this is going to be a long motherfucking thing. What do you got there? Some J-Mo? Good. I need somebody to have my back to defend these fucking movies. Because I already told Matt to his face that I'm not switching out fucking Halloween, and we're fighting that to the death.
Ew.
We're not.
Die you will.
Or am I lying?
You guys are in trouble. Y'all in trouble. Y'all gonna lose this one, sucker.
Or am I lying?
I don't know.
In the immortal words of Nikki Sixx, I'm a liar, and that's the truth.
Quite frankly, it doesn't matter. We're going to beat you either way.
Come on now. Come on now.
Get out of here.
It's about the team, brother.
Big T might not even be coming back. You're on your own, sucker.
No, he'll be back.
I don't know.
I mean, you didn't have somebody waiting outside his house, did you?
Yeah, we got to make sure we win this.
Oh, I'm winning this. There's no problem.
I might have called in a favor from somebody, you know. Anyway, all right.
Have we heard from him?
No, I guess not.
I mean, I got nothing to do. I mean, I got to work tomorrow. Other than that, like fucking, we do this, so we'll never.
Bing.
I enjoy talking to you, gentlemen.
Oh, for sure.
Especially the Magic's feeling confident that they're going to win this. I like this. I like the back and forth. This is what we need.
I know what's coming later in the list.
So do I. And I ain't scared. And I ain't scared, brother.
Big T said he's not coming back. I guess we're kind of fucked.
What?
All right, handicap match. Let's go.
All right.
Unless you want to hold off.
No, the whole point of this episode was.
Yeah, I was just saying, it was this specific thing. Didn't he just get back to his house?
Let's end it. We'll start another.
All right, yeah, let's do that.